think you are, you know, very attractive. Like when I called you ugly the other morning, it's your attitude, not your looks. I've sat here and said...
6-year difference.
You say it to me, I will show you on
43, yeah. So she's at 43, so there's only like a 6-year difference.
I'm 44.
On my platform as well. Down to 0. But you've never actually done that.
Like, is that where we're going, Delusive Angie? Are we really, like, putting two women together about who's better looking? Like, really?
I'm nearly 50, right? Miss Red is 43. So I'm only 7 years older than her. She's nearly the same age as me. Do you know what I mean? 7 years.
So, Miss Red, you've got no...
No EQ one, and I don't, you know, it doesn't bother me because she is, you know, she's beautiful. And I've said it so many times. I say it on it. I've said it so many times. You know, you can't take that away from her.
Turned on my Tinder right now, I'd have sexiest of sexiest.
Thank you, Jay.
There's a whole backlog, but I'm not interested.
No, he's not 70.
Like, oh my God, like, my husband isn't 70, he's 60.
I think she's being sarcastic. He's not saying no. Is he about 60 maybe?
And he's a very, very, very handsome 60.
Having a man around you must have a man, must have a man. Not all of us have to have a man. Some of us go through experiences like you claim to have gone through, which makes us just want to be on our own for a bit, you know what I mean?
A man doesn't define anybody or a partner, woman, man, whatever. We're not defined by who we're with. I'm just saying, like, I'm in a place in my life where I'm happy. Do you know what I mean?
Your numbers are low. Everything's low. Until I started scaffolding the other day, no one
And
came.
now her numbers are
Listen,
low.
I'm watching you.
She usually gets about 5 pounds, then getting back to what, 2.2, 2.5, 2.6.
My numbers are low because EQ's people used to sit here and watch me. Angie's people used to sit here and watch me. So it's like 2,500 people out the room, but I don't care because the people that genuinely support me are watching me, and I'm happy with that. You know, I know for a fact if I want to start drama, open the boxes, get riots going, it'd be mad in here again, but I don't want the stress of it. I just want a nice chilled life. If we want to get in the boxes, right, and have a talk, that's what I want. I don't want a life full of drama. Views do not define me.
Housewife in the middle of back and beyond, tell me anything. You came on this platform as a viewer of mine and then started talking bad about me. I got a platform off the back of it, and you dared to sit and cuss me there to this day, Miss Red, about I gave you your fucking platform. Don't ever say I didn't, because I
Nobody gave me my platform. I gave me my platform. Me. How many people, right, have fired up a live or done videos on a creator that they've watched or fell out with? And thousands of people. I built this room up from me. Yeah, it was off the back of, you know, her drama with Rickster and everything else, but it was me. It was the concept that I brought. You tell me one person, right, that has built up a room as big as this or become, you know, a TikToker off the back of just talking about a creator they fell out with. If you like, you know, you just... do you get what I'm saying? I did this. Yes, it was from that drama where my FYP started.
Well, how do you know that if something else would have popped off and anyone would have even gave a shit what you were saying? But no, it's everything that relates to me goes bomb. So you should be grateful, really, Miss Red, that you've got this beef with me, because I don't think without it you would survive. I don't think without me saying anything about you...
Thank you,
like Chelsea Leah, before you know it. You think you've got this audience, you haven't. To prove, say you haven't.
I'd be nothing like Chelsea Leah because, one, I wouldn't put my every aspect of life on TikTok for public viewing. Two, I don't go around abusing people. Three, you know, TikTok, I don't need TikTok to, you know, to feel fulfilled or for all this money. I do what I do because I love it. If I ever got to a stage where my FYP show weren't working anymore, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'd probably do something else, but I certainly wouldn't be, you know, going to the lamps. And like, this isn't a dig at CLA because obviously she's a legend. Thank you for the bear. She's a legend, TikTok legend for the content she has bought to TikTok. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not CLA. Like, I've misread
what Pearl said about EQ last night.
She's the only one on this app that gets gorgeous day in, day out, day in and day out. I'm going to have to have a word with my sister about because of actions to reactions.
I think I'll just play my videos like that because you put people on the boxes.
She just responds.
TikTok isn't your life, it's a treat for your audience. TikTok genuinely isn't my life. Like, I love doing what I do, and it does come with big consequences in a sense of, you know, we've had grief and, you know, my family's been involved in situations and, you know, addresses the docs, but that's part and parcel of TikTok. But I love doing it. I love doing what I do.
She is a Kent. Why can't people just accept she is a Kent?
Yeah, I need like I in a way I do need like TikTok money, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to do it. If I weren't getting gifted, I wouldn't be able to sit on live like I am. Do you know what I mean? So I obviously everybody's here because, you know, it's an income or something like that. You know, if TikTok is what you do for a living, do you know what I mean? But I'm not going out and wasting it on silly things. You know, it contributes to my bills, my rent. Do you know what I mean? If I want to go on holiday, I have to save up for a holiday. I can't just go out and buy a holiday outright. Do you know what I mean? I have to pay my holidays off bit by bit because I can't afford to go out and just spend 2-3 grand on an holiday. You know, I don't earn thousands of pounds a day or hundreds and hundreds of pounds a day on TikTok. Afternoon. Thank you, Pauline.
It's weird as fuck, okay? It's weird. Just let her get on with what she's doing.
Holidays are expensive.
Would you be sat there?
So expensive, Flo.
Boyfriend or girlfriend? Alright, how are you? Yeah.
You could do a sing live. Yeah, I do an occasional sing live, darling. I do, but it's not what I want to come to TikTok to do. Thank you, Pauline. I want to just do my FYP, and if I want to sing, I'll come on for an hour and sing. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's better singers on TikTok. Like, my voice is nothing special. You know, there's so many much more better singers on TikTok that need support, that need the views. Like, why am I going to take somebody else's content away from them? Somebody else's views and somebody else's income. You know, the FYP is enough for me. If I come on and do a couple of songs, it'll be here and there, not every day. Because you've got amazing singers like Easy and Lucy, Sophie Sings. Do you know what I mean? They are true singers. Mine now is just for fun.
Right? And that's where I disagree with Pearl, where Pearl says she gets goaded. People do goad her, but she causes 92% of what she gets.
I know, Shad, there is a lot of FYP shows.
I'll take it down to 89%. 89% of the hate she gets on this app, she causes.
I do sing for my sub live, darling.
Now, me as a good person.
Do you know, like, I don't have any dreams, my darling. I don't. I've done my life, you know. I've done what I've set out to do. I've failed. I've succeeded. I just want to, you know, all I want to do is what I do every morning, what I've done every morning for 3 years. I don't inspire to be famous or to go on TV or, you know, to become a massive superstar. It doesn't interest me. I'm not interested. Like, my dream is, you know, what I'm living. I'm happy. Like, there's nothing in my life that I would change. You know what I mean? And my life isn't nothing special. I've got what you guys have had, what you guys have got. You know, just a little family and, you know, a successful TikTok morning show.
Has been transphobic.
I don't want anything else in
She's
life.
been racist. Yes, she has, but two wrongs don't make a right.
Oh, thank you, Shal.
Make a right.
It's to me solicitor.
You're not getting in my box, delusive.
Oh, thank you,
You
Sally.
apologise.
Exactly, Natalie.
When did I want to get into Luke's box?
But notepad day, Sammy
There must have
B.
been a fake to
Bonjour.
When did I want to get into his box? I haven't wanted to get into his box since he kicked me out.
Liar, you requested his box yesterday.
Telling people
Oh, Canadian Energy.
I
No, is it Delucent?
got you out the
And she requested Luke's box yesterday. Why are you lying?
box for telling people to report me. That's why I kicked you out the box.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Because you
Hello,
were
Nick.
telling people to report me.
Liar.
To do with who you've gifted. I've gifted again.
Luke isn't a liar.
Lies. Liar.
Thank God it's Friday, Kevin.
End of.
Can we pass that
Or if
ginger
you
in
want
this
to
as well?
write,
Do it, Natalie. If you want to do something.
He's so
Oh, who's this? 1 minute.
I was lying.
Do it, Natalie. Get it done, darling.
direction, so now I'm going to do my bit.
Hang on.
Make me even feel better about myself, because I know I'm a good person, and that is my big lost between me and EQ. Why should this
That's why me and Pearl clash, because she's got a big mouth and a heart of gold, and I've got a big mouth. She said things she shouldn't have done. We know she said things she shouldn't have done, but she's got a heart of gold. But on this EQ, saying that she's been going in, disagree with you 100%. Disagree with you 100%. No, she's not coming in.
person be gorgeous and
I don't want to come
every
in.
single day? Like exactly.
You did want to go in, and you stop lying.
It's just where I've woke up in after so what a beautiful day it is. And if I've got many days left out,
You've got loads of days, you'll outlive us all.
the day, listen, I'm already.
Well, I'm not going to go on about the Pearl and EQ situation. You know my thoughts on it. And Luke, I didn't want you to get in your box. I'm never going to request your box, and I don't care what you're talking about.
You heard that here, guys, Angie.
I will not get your box
He's
again.
never going to
You kicked
request
me out
Luke's
because
box
I
again.
said this individual, and you took their side. Okay, yes you did, and it became a hate live because it was so biased and so unfair that I couldn't actually come in the box and have my say. And then when you kicked me out, you said pee off, not on your platform. You let the other person to continue to.
Hello, Kate.
That's what you did. You seem to treat me like crap, and I'm not going to put up with it anymore, Luke. You do talk to me like shit. You treat me like shit, and yet other people, you bow down to them because you're scared of them. Facts.
We ain't scared of anybody.
Getting into your box again, believe me, Luke, believe me. Alphabet says the viewers are the problem, blames everyone else for their addiction and claims it's transphobic.
Guys, why are me? Who are me and Luke scared of?
Necessarily true. You don't actually
Who?
know because everyone's different. Where's that message I received from?
The only person I fear is, the bills coming through the door and, the Grim Reaper. I fear nobody. I fear no man, no woman, nobody. And I know Luke doesn't either. What's Alphabet saying? 1 minute, I've got smoke in my eyes. Guys, can you get your heart missing, please, if you haven't done it? Hello, Keely. Sorry, Mark, got smoke in my eye. I fear Tilly as well.
It's not a case of.
It is cockapoo. I'm a little bit scared of
That's
cockapoo.
what I did. These haters, that's the reason I did to escape. So you can't exactly say.
Oh, thank you, guys. Let's get up that popular, guys. Come on now.
I'm not gonna
Oh, can we overtake DG, please, guys? Thank you. We're only 10k away from D. Oh, and Luna. She's scary. Oh, Cinders. Yeah.
You give me your time. You are the problem. You're the aggressors, and you're the people who put your time into
Thank you, everybody.
to you. I'm not hurting anyone by existing. I'm not hurting anyone by living my life.
Oh, thank you, Sally. Thank you, Betsy.
You're hurting me, and you're trying to cause shit towards me, and that's what you're doing. No, I'm not. I'm not hurting anyone by existing.
Oh, big love. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Kat.
You saying that to me is disgusting. It's transphobia, and I would call that out. You are transphobic, and you hide behind those screens like keyboard warriors when you fucking won. You are transphobic, and it's not okay. You can't be doing that to people. It's transphobia, and you're being transphobic. You use me as a target to be transphobic. That's what
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, my darling. Thank you, Wendy and Katie.
you can get
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sunny Joe.
That's disgusting.
Guys, I'm just going to do a happy and sad face. Who agrees, right, that the Alpha Bar one, thank you, my darling, thank you, everybody. Who agrees that the Alpha Bar one is right in what she's saying, that the reason she gets so much hate is because obviously she is from the trans community? Who would agree with that? Happy face, yes. Sad face, no. I think it's her actions, I'm sorry.
That's kind of the reason why I started it in the first place, is the hate. I went through doing it in the first place.
Thank you,
because of it,
Louise.
so,
Thank you, Jackie.
you know, like, it's not a case of you're the reason I sort of did it, haters. Like, that's the reason I did it.
Yeah.
So you can't exactly say,
Thank you, Kay.
no, absolutely not. Like, you're just evil people.
It's actions, darling.
You're toxic. You're not nice to me. You choose to put your life into me, and you give me your time. You are the problem. You're the aggressors, and you're the people who put in your time into my life.
Thank you, Lisa. Pick up
I'm not
Lisa.
hurting anyone by existing. I'm not hurting anyone by living my life.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Kaz. Big up Kaz for the subscription.
You're hurting me, and you're trying to cause shit towards me, and that's what you're doing. No, I'm not. I'm not hurting anyone by existing. That's a violation of a human right that I accept.
Thank you.
You saying that to me is disgusting. It's
I know,
transphobia.
10K to number 2.
Can I just say something? Whoever put that she existing blah blah blah, that's not trans. It depends how the intention behind it. I mean they might have meant it. Well, I just don't like you as a person. Not well, I don't like you because you're trans female. So I don't know exactly how they said that in the comments, because not everything is transphobia.
I agree, Angie.
Not everyone has to agree with the trans community. Not everyone has to agree with.
I agree.
Some
Thank
people
you, Maxie.
agree
Thank
with
you,
it.
Kaisha.
No, you're born with what you're born with. If you're a man, you're born. If you're born a man, you're a man. If you're born a woman, you're a woman. Some people think, that's it. There's no other, sex change or any of that. Some people don't agree with that. That's not transphobia. People are entitled to have an opinion. But transphobia is when it's bullying, or when someone's a woman, you maybe you misgender them. That would be classed as transphobia, even if you don't agree with it. Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
It might be classed as that, or especially because sometimes you just got to keep your opinions to yourself. Do you know what I mean? Not
I
on social
agree.
media
Yeah.
and voice those opinions, or if you're bullying someone due to their transphobia, their gender, that's also be identified as transphobia. But you don't have to agree.
Exactly, you don't have to, just because someone's...
Vice versa has a sex change.
Just shut up, Angie. Just because someone's, obviously, Alpha Bar is trans. Oh, thank you, Lee. If someone doesn't agree with Alpha Bar, she thinks it's because, obviously, she's from the trans community. No, darling. No, it's not. It's because, they just don't agree with it. It's nothing to do with them hating you because of, what community you're from.
Hi, Talia.
Hello, just really quick, because I know you're in the middle of your show. Where's she gone? How comes everyone's just cam 2ing everyone now these days?
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
So what's Miss Rick saying about me and Ricky this morning? Just quickly, because I missed that bit.
About you and Rickstow. Oh, about the doxing.
Yeah, what'd she say?
Come in and ask me, Talia.
I zoned out a lot of it. I was a little bit bored. What did she say, Guy, about the doxing? Oh, she was just saying it's not fine about doxing. No one should be doxing, and and blah blah blah, that kind of shit.
Oh, so was she referring to Corey about, because how he doxed?
No. Well, this is exactly my
of
thought.
course she wasn't. She wasn't referring to Corey. Of course not.
Oh, Talia, please, just give it a rest. Doxing in general is just wrong, darling. Everybody doxing each other is wrong, okay? But when people are looking for people's family members and threatening them with that, like Alicia yesterday with the Canadian, Rickster's sending Corey about, his auntie. It all needs to bloody stop. I love TikTok shop.
I'm just going to still do me. You know what I mean? This is the whole reason me and EQ came to her. I don't know about EQ, but with me, it's kind of she don't call out her friends, she calls out everybody else. If you're going to call out everyone else, you've got to call out your friends. If you don't want to call out your friends, don't call out that person then.
Oh, I do call out my friends, and I have.
You've got to call out everyone. Not
Angie, you don't call out everybody, darling.
You shouldn't be calling out Wix, do it yourself.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
But
Can I ask a question, guys? There's 1.5k people in here. Hello, Star. Hello, darling. Do you feel that Angie is also biased? Because, I mean, we know that obviously she's often said, don't come to me if this person said something. Go and take it up with them.
it's what she said this morning, and somebody said, "Oh, Miss Red's slagging you off." So I know you tell me the truth.
Yeah, well, I don't think she was actually slagging you off. I think, to be fair, she was just saying about doxing, like I said. But however,
Exactly,
she hasn't called
Lydia.
out her friends, though, has she? Charlotte?
No, she never called out Corey. So there you go. At least you call out everyone, and you're very honest.
Yes, I called out you if you was on the FYP.
I know you bloody would. All right then, Ange. See you later.
See you later. Right, I'll get back to my okay. You can use dual camera now. Turn on. Yeah, let's make this a little bit bigger. Oh.
Target to be transphobic. That's what you do. You use me as a target because no one else can get affected by this as I can.
So why didn't Talia wait for the facts before checking? Because she likes to get a couple of minutes in the box. She likes to get a saying, don't she? Do you know what I mean? So why not come here? She can see that I'm live. Why not ask me myself and I'll tell her?
Guys, no, don't transphobe me in the comments, please.
It's just something that I went through. Either way, people are gonna say I'm not. People are gonna say things. Either way, that's just pissing me off.
I think we'll go to the next one because it seems like it's a long video. Okay, we'll keep it on. It's not that long.
That's kind of the reason why I started it in the first place is to hate.
Hello, PCD. Oh, thank you, Daffy. Thank you for the heart missile.
Be careful what messages you send me on TikTok because I am doing this. Yes, let's get this a bit. There you go, Santa.
It's not a case of you're the reason I sort of did it is like that's the reason I did it to escape. So you can't exactly say
The third time you've seen this, but you haven't heard my opinions, love.
I'm not gonna no, absolutely not.
You're gonna watch it for the third time then, ain't you?
Well, this will be the third time today, and then it'll be the fourth, and then it'll be the fifth, and then whoever else is doing an FYP show, it'll get played probably about 20 times today, this video.
I am to you. I'm not hurting anyone by existing. I'm not hurting anyone by living my life. I'm not hurting
The thing is, it's like Dave Duran, which I will be talking about as well when he got into Miss Red's box, okay? The thing is, you're on social media. I'm on social media. And sometimes I take things to heart. Sometimes, a lot of the times I don't. I think Miss Red takes a lot of what she reads to heart. Dave Duran is the same. And they need to realise it is a job. It's part of the job. And you'll never ever change that. I'm not saying it's right.
Angie, I'm not the only one that take things to heart, darling. If you didn't take things to heart, we wouldn't have all this commotion going on about people picking sides and, you won't be sat there crying on your platform. We're only human. Do you know what I mean? You've took many things to heart. Facts.
Post on here. You either block them, yeah, or you just, or you discuss it. Do you know what I mean?
I was in the box for ages, and I knew you were Cam too.
Oh, sorry. Go on, Talia. Sorry.
What's going on? Why are you so upset with us? And you got so much energy for us, but you don't call out your mates. Why?
Hang on a minute, Talia. Please don't come in the box with that attitude because I'm not upset with anybody.
Right, Mum.
At the end of the Talia, please. I'm not upset with anybody. I just feel like this whole doxing thing's got to stop. I've said anybody doxing each other's wrong. Phone numbers, addresses, family members. It all needs to stop from everybody.
Well, I've never doxed anybody.
I didn't say that you had, darling.
Why are you upset?
How am I upset?
Because you were calling out all the doxers, but
Yeah.
you didn't call out Corey.
I said everybody that's doxing, Talia. Everybody that's
You
done
said
it.
Talia, Rickstar, everyone that's doxing. Well, that never happened.
Everybody, I've referenced everybody that's doxed. Obviously, not everybody's name on a live, but I have. I've said everybody needs to stop it. Threatening to dox family members, people doxing family members. Yesterday, you know, we had Canadian Angie with Alicia's grandparents. It's wrong.
It is wrong. And you know how it feels when it got done to you and you've got
Absolutely.
Talia.
This is why I can sit here and say it's wrong and it all needs to stop. But it includes everybody. Corey, everybody. It all needs to stop. Because, you know, where's it going to go to next? Like, at what point and where is it going to end?
Well, I think a lot of people have the wrong information and say, oh, doxing isn't actually illegal. Doxing is illegal.
Doxing is highly illegal, darling. I've got 2 cases of malicious communications going on right now.
Well, I think we've got it on the same person, to be honest. But
So what I did say, you know, obviously Corey was talking about his auntie being doxed and, you know, being threatened. It all needs to stop. It's wrong.
oh, is that what you're referring to, Ricky?
Yeah.
That was never put on the
obviously,
platform, Donna. That was sent to him privately in a WhatsApp.
I know, but it's still, like, it needs to stop. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
thank
I
you.
agree.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not digging people out specifically saying this person, everybody.
I know. We just have to call out everyone because I've never done it. And also, I could very easily do it. As we know, Ricky went to everybody's house on his little mini tour and he's never posted anybody's address online. So it's not always, you know, everyone's always first person to go for Ricky. And actually, he hasn't doxed anybody. We've never put a phone number on here, never put anybody's address on here. But the people that have are not being called out.
I think everybody's been called out, Talia. Absolutely.
One creator called out anybody for putting my address with vulnerable people, children online, not one creator.
Talia, I think I have. I think I've said that anybody doxing anybody, address it. Talia, I've spoke about it.
Ricky's dad as well. Ricky's dad's someone.
I haven't spoke about like every single situation that's going on because I'll be here till next week just talking continuously about everybody who's doxed what, when, what address, But my opinion, and I will state it again, it all needs to stop. It's getting dangerous. That's all I can say. I can't.
Well, I've got a lot of information behind the scenes, and that Camdy man is doing a lot of this, doing a lot of the digging, and I have reasons to believe that he's actually Evil Avocado. So
No,
I'm just
I don't
letting you know.
believe that. I'm sorry. I don't. I believe Evil Avocado is a woman with blonde hair. And Candyman, he's a geezer with dark hair. Evil Avocado is a woman.
What, because of that little picture you saw?
Yeah, because of that slip. I believe I know who Evil Avocado is, but I wouldn't say because I don't have evidence unless I've got facts or receipts. I couldn't come to TikTok and say that. Do you know what I mean?
Tell us.
No, absolutely not. No way. Absolutely not. I couldn't, because I can't be sure. I can sit here and speculate, but I can't be sure on who it is.
Hey, Miss Red. Hey, Talia. I just wanted to join for a sec. The comments are saying that Rickster tried to dox Lynn's. Didn't he try and dox Canadian Angie also, but it was a fake person that he doxed?
Yeah.
So he did dox after you saying he didn't.
No, because it wasn't her, was it? And we knew
It doesn't
that.
matter. It was still an innocent
And
family.
he
that was
didn't dox
doxed.
Lynn's. Lynn's address was already online.
Oh, so that makes it okay for you to redox it, is it?
Well, hang on a minute. It was my details that got doxed. People were getting confused.
Yes,
People
but everyone's
seem to think
details.
we're one entity. We're not one entity. We're
But
two
everyone's
entities.
details are
I'm the
getting
one at home
doxed.
with children. I'm the one at home with an old grandmother.
And Lynn's also has kids, and so
But
does
no,
whoever
but
else
nobody
gets doxed.
doxed Lynn's. Her details were online. He never doxed
So,
Canadian
okay,
Angie.
so
It was
if her
never
details are online-
Canadian Angie, was it? And we knew that all along.
So if her details are online, does that make it okay to redox someone again?
She did it to him, to his dad. She did it to his dad first.
I'm
Hang
not
on,
saying
'cause
that. My point is, you said Rickster didn't dox, but You just
No,
admitted that
no.
he did. So
Doxing is when you get somebody's address and you put it online.
no, it doesn't have to be.
never
I mean,
done that.
Rickster goes live and goes into his messages, and you can already see phone calls that he had there. He doxed his own aunt, Sally. It was all over TikTok. So I only come in to
Well,
say
that was an
stop lying.
accident, wasn't it?
Oh, it was an accident, so he's still doxed.
But
that's all I
at the
come in
end
to
of the
say,
day,
Miss
she
Red.
shared-
Stop lying. Start being a Christian.
Excuse
Stick
me?
to your words and stop fucking lying.
Lynn shared Ricky's dad's address online, his grieving father.
Which
In
is wrong.
retaliation, he reposted her address. And that is it. Nobody put anyone's address online. It was already on there. And both of them reposted each other's addresses.
So
To
that's
actually
what
read out my address online that nobody knew with children in it is a different level.
And Lynn has children too. A lot of people on this app, and Miss Red has her grandchild around a lot as well.
What is your point?
My point is that you're sitting there saying Rickster didn't dox.
I said
and then you admitted that, it was already on the app. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of other people that join the app daily that don't know that address that got doxed. So
Hang on a minute. What's that got to do with any of us?
Because you're sitting there saying Rickster never doxes. Oh, he never
Doxing
does.
is when you put someone's address on.
Yes, and you just
He's
said,
never done
he
it.
done it in retaliation.
He's never
It's still
done that.
doxing.
No, it was already on Evil P's page.
Doesn't matter. What if 100 or 1,000 people didn't know who Eva P was? They didn't
Well,
see it.
then don't dox his dad if you don't want to
Well-
repost it. But at the end of the day, I don't know who you are. I don't
know who you
care
are.
for your
anyways, but
opinion.
going by the comments, I don't know. They're saying you're a failed singer. I don't know who you
Okay,
are.
well, going by you, who has absolutely no followers.
I'm not here for followers or clout.
You're on here for a bit of clout.
Do an FYP show with your little 100 followers.
My 100
Goodbye.
followers. Do
But
you know?
Smith- Oh, Talia, do you know what? Try and start fucking telling the truth
It's
for
crazy
once.
that you come on and the best thing you can do is insult my girlfriend.
here we go.
No, let me talk. Number one, I 100% never, ever doxed anybody's address, and I've got lots of addresses because I can get address. Never, not once. The only thing I ever did when Evil P, who works for Evil Queen, put Lindsay's address out there, because I never had it. They had it, okay? She doxed my father's address, who's really ill, he's grieving, he's touching 70. What I did was reshare a post from him, because Lynn's already shared the address. That's what I did. I apologise for that, but I have never once aired Corey's address, EQ's address, nobody's address. I'm not a doxer. And as for Canadian Angie, I was doing it for the picture of her appearance, who she really is, not her address. So no, and I knew it weren't her, and what I did was call her out, but that's a long time ago. But no one can tell me that I've ever doxed an address, because they haven't, but everyone else has doxed addresses. That's it. But for the insults, if you want to talk and have a debate or a discussion, then that's fine. But to turn around and say you're a failed singer, and that just proves what kind of person that you are. You know what I mean? Because that's not nice, is it? That's just horrible.
Jealous.
Rickster, can I ask you a question?
No, I'm going now, boy.
Where you going? You can't listen to the truth.
He's off to dox. He's off to dox, everybody. He's a very busy man.
But it's all right for Rickster to go to somebody's house when their
Yes,
grandmother
it is.
passed
Fully
away.
support that. Fully support it.
So
fully
you
support it.
Rickster to go to somebody's house when their grandmother passed away.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, so personally, right,
Call yourself a Christian.
I don't. Hang on a minute, Paula, please. So obviously, I've had my opinion. I mean, we've got police cases and everything else going on. I think him turning up to the Evil One's house with, obviously other people was absolutely wrong. And if it was one-on-one, when he went to Corey's or Levi's, it'd be a different story. But there was more than one person there. Do you know what I mean? So you're outnumbered.
But nothing was going to happen. People were going on like he went round there to beat him up. Like he had.
Nobody knows what was going to happen. Like,
Come on. We're all adults.
Can I just
now.
say, well, it was a wee bit strange, Talia, that Rickster went with two other men. Rickster pulled
Went
the
with
sleeve
one
over his
man.
covers or his hands, plus there was guys there with gloves on.
Yeah.
And you're saying he wasn't going to do anything. Make it make sense, love, would you?
Why would he turn up in the middle of the day, full on camera, no mask or anything? Like, are you for real?
And they were trying door handles, so why would anybody go to somebody's door and try their door handle?
He only touched EQ's door handle because her house looks like
No, he
an
didn't.
abandoned place.
Corey's was touched as well.
Where's the footage of that? I've never seen
It's
that.
on TikTok, it's on FYP.
Can you
somewhere.
show me that?
It's on FYP
Can
somewhere.
you show me footage of where
If
Ricky
I find it,
tried
I'll
Corey's
go live
door
myself and
handle?
I'll show it. But he definitely did touch Corey's hand up.
You shouted through the letterbox.
Thank
That
you,
I saw
everybody.
that.
There you go. It's on FYP.
So, well, show me, tag me in it.
No, no, no,
What's your
no.
point? I don't care. I couldn't care less. If you don't say things if you don't think people are going to turn up on your doorstep. You say, oh, he lost his nan. Well, we've all had losses, haven't we? Mine are quite public too. Why do I need
I
that?
just have a question. You said, why would he do that? Why would he turn? Why would he? Why did he drive 4.5 hours?
Because he invited him. If you remember correctly, Corey sat on a live and said, come to my house, Ricky. So the next day he did.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, one-on-one is fair enough, but when you come in with more than one person...
One-on-one if you're having a fight, not like...
Exactly,
I'm going to tag you in
But
the
none of
video
that was going to
now.
happen.
I'll tag you in the video now of him touching the door handle.
The door was... Hang on a minute, guys.
We can all split platforms, Donna, to make it look good for us. So when I get all my hundreds of people in later on talking negative on you, so everyone gangs up on Talia, because that's what we like to do, let gang up on. And let me be honest, right, when I went to somebody's door, Corey fucking Levi and fucking EQ, because we're talking about my dead child, and doxing Talia's address.
And I've said it's wrong. Everybody knows it's wrong.
I'm not going to argue over there. I turned around and said I won't turn up to any people's address again. That's what I turned around and said. Okay, that's all I'm saying on that matter. It's the end of it. Okay, well, there's 4 people. There's 4 on 1 here. There's 4 on 1.
I don't care.
Okay, Rick.
No,
right.
can I just say, I'm
Talia
on-
can handle herself. If Talia felt any way, she would jump out the box, or she would say, hang on a minute, Miss Rads. She's doing fine.
Yeah, and can I just say, Talia, like obviously what's been said on this app about you, it has been disgusting from all angles. However,
Talia, and I
Yeah.
defended Rickster. I pushed my beef.
100%. But Talia, if just like a situation, I don't know if you've got a daughter or not, but if your daughter was home alone and a man turned up to her address, would you think that was intimidation?
Are you talking about my daughter or a 40-year-old woman that's been spat in her mouth?
I'm just
on the
talking about
internet?
any woman,
I would,
any
if my
age.
daughter, and I'm going to tell you this straight, spat her mouth on the internet the way that EQ does, I would have no sympathy for her.
But would you, as a mother, think that?
Well, I'm sure
That was
EQ's mother's
intimidation.
very upset, but I couldn't care less. Do not talk about my children. Do not talk about people's grandchildren. Don't make threats. Don't tell you're going to stick one in people. Don't be a bully. And then maybe people won't turn up to your doorstep. There is nothing you can say. I'm sorry, SJH, but there's nothing you can say to make me feel the slightest bit guilty. I don't care.
I'm not asking you to feel guilty or anything, because I think what people have said on this app all around has been disgusting. But
Yeah.
I personally thought going to somebody's door, if that was my child or, of any age, I would think that was intimidation. Whether that was the intent or if he just wanted a conversation, it's very intimidating.
I know
And
it
that's
is.
all I wanted to
know
say.
it is, but maybe that's what people need.
Is it the right
Because
way to
nothing
go?
else works. The police don't work. Fighting back doesn't work.
True.
Nothing works with this person. This person is out of control. So at the moment,
I think everybody's fucking out of control, to be honest. I think it's
no,
all...
I've never, and you have never gone to these depths. She's
No.
absolutely sick. And can I also just say, the exposing TikTokers where Luke's address and my address was put on, she's
Yeah.
behind that account because I've got all the DMs that Dr. Evil has sent me. She's behind that account. So did she care when my address went online? Did she?
Hold on, have you actually got proof of that?
Yeah, I've got the DMs between her and exposing TikTokers. They're messaging each other. She's telling them what to post. Dr. Evil sent me everything.
About the Evil Avocado account.
No, not Evil Avocado. Dr. Evil is has sent me all the exposing. So you know the account that put Luke's address online?
Yeah.
That's her.
Is this evidence going to be shown?
No, it's gone to the police. I can send it to you, but it's not to go online.
Right, okay.
So where was the care when she done that. She's been putting pictures of my cars up, putting pictures of my doctor's surgery, pictures of the school. So when my partner arrives on her doorstep, she should have expected that, because there's only so much people can take. And that's the truth. And everybody needs to know that. Everybody needs to know that there's only so much you can do on the internet to people crack. And don't forget, only 2 months ago, she was singing Bye Bye Baby about my dead baby.
And yeah, that was where, you know, the opinion that we had on that. You know, you had a lot of TikTok behind you. But I'm still going to say it's wrong, men turning up to a woman's house, even though we know what's been done, we know what's been said. I still believe, you know, I know the police go really slow. It needs to be left in the hands of the law, because, you know, then obviously now, you know, you kind of like lose the right to be a victim, in a sense of the fact that you've gone out and done that. Do you know what I mean? So it kind of like takes away what's been said. Or
they know that he's rocked up to her door. I told them. I said we've lost it, and the reason we lost it is because that man came to my door and my 8-year-old opened the door to a strange man.
Honest to God, right? So obviously we know what's been said, and revert back to me, what's been said about me, and, you know, what's been said about Luke. But if I was pulling up in cars and going to people's addresses, I wouldn't have a leg to stand on. You know, I'm no longer the victim. It would make me just as bad.
The police said it's not harassment. You've only been once. If you went back, it would slightly become harassment. But you have to actually be harassing people to be done for harassment. Knocking on someone's door is not harassment.
It's happened now. You know, it's happened, and we can, you know, sit here and argue, you know, or have a debate about it till the cows come home. But I just think, I mean, and you'll agree, Tally, it's just gone way too far.
It's gone way too far. I've had social services call me because apparently I drag my kids around by their hair in the house. You know, people will say the wildest things to point score. And they don't realise, actually, you're taking away services from people that might need it. You're taking away social workers who need to work with children, not come to malicious accusations.
I agree. Like, obviously, if you really do believe a child is in danger, then obviously it should happen, because I think everybody has a duty of care to protect children. Do you know what I mean? If they really believe it. But if you're doing it just to cut score points or to make somebody's life a misery, you are potentially, you're putting a child that needs it in harm's way. Do you know what I mean? So
absolutely, because the social services have to
services and things like that. We know Aunt Sally said it, guys. We know Aunt Sally said it. But
the social services have to follow up every lead. They can't just say, well, that sounds malicious, I won't. They have to follow up every lead. So that one thing that was said, now they have to spend their already overworked staff chasing up malicious things like dog bites and things like that we know is perfectly fine. I've never been accused of anything like that in my life. And I know exactly who's put her up to it. But even police services are being wasted. Social services time are being wasted. My charity, who I raise money for third world countries, are being emailed daily. They're spending their resources replying and saving emails when they should be trying to send food over to Sudan and places like that. You're all pathetic that do that. It's disgusting. Wasting people's time. And they say, oh, we'll keep it on the app. Don't take it off the app. There's only one person that takes these things off the app. And it's not me. And it's not you, Donna.
Well, I mean, in a sense, like, you know, I've rang the police. That's all I can do, you know.
Yes, like you should do.
There's been occasions where I've wanted to jump in a car and I've wanted to put my hair up in a bun and, you know, go ragga, but I know that it's not the best thing to do. Do you know what I mean? Because you lose what you're initially reporting. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So would I do that? No. Have a thought about it? Yeah, but it needs to stay in the hands of the police. You know, you got to get justice. I know the police work slow and everything else, but no, I don't think she's having a dig at me, guys. You know, I don't think she's having a dig at me. I know what you're on about with dog bites and stuff like that, but
No, but I'm saying we could all see how pathetic that was and what a waste of time and how awful it made you feel.
Yeah,
and then people were surprised when they were.
Do you know what I had to do in case somebody did report me? I had to record her feet and her legs and her arms and her hands.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that if someone did report me, you know, that everything was fine, you know. But I put myself in these situations because I choose to do social media. Do you know what I mean? It could quite easily stop if I turn the app off. It's wrong and it was terrible what was done. But, yeah, I don't want to go into it anyway. But.
No, because it just gets all dragged up again. But this is what I'm saying. And then making all these silly pictures and that. This is why people rock up on people's doorsteps. Because there's only so much you can take. I've taken enough, but I mean, by February, my world had already fallen apart. I'm somebody that's at my limits. So if I am pushed to an end, and justice for Aunt Sally and all that, one, Sally isn't very well and isn't saying right things at the moment. And two, Sally's only ever met me once in her life. She doesn't know me. She doesn't know my kids. So there's no justice for Sally. There's EQ's stop ringing Sally every night and filling her head with rubbish because she's not a well woman. You're taking advantage of a 70-year-old woman that's not very well and filling her head with rubbish where she doesn't know what she's saying. Justice for Sally because you are picking on a vulnerable woman.
I mean, I personally myself, I do get why Sally jumped into Angie's box because obviously it's guilty by association in it. And I just want to say this, like, obviously because Luke and Sally's related. So, you know, they would have got a stick off the back of, like, you know, Rickster's actions. So I do get, you know, why Sally did jump in the box and say, look, I don't agree with this. And she had her opinion on it. So I do get that because obviously you got to understand that the hate goes towards Sally and, you know, other members of the family that are on TikTok. Do you get what I'm saying? So she had to, like, kind of say, look, I don't agree with this, you know? So...
Yeah, but sometimes you should just say nothing. And I think that's the kind of unwritten code, isn't it? That's what we all follow anyway, Luke. And if it, you know, we just don't get involved. We're not going to draw attention. We just don't say nothing. But
it's then done now, Talia, in it, because... Like, Sally, on Angie's live, Sally was saying, like, I've had messages, people are sending me messages of hate and things like that.
The only person that messaged her, and I'll send you all the messages, is EQ. Sending her hate, look what your nephew's doing to me. How could you condone this? You're enabling him. She was the one that hounded Sally that morning, and that's why Sally went live, and that's why I said, shame on you, Sally. You shouldn't have done this. And Sally's apologised. Sally's come on and said, you know, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it. She's put a 70-year-old woman in the middle of a mess, which we have never done. Luke's never done it. Nobody's ever asked Sally for her opinion. No one's ever told Sally what to do. EQ messages her. EQ reaches out to her. I've got all the messages, Donna. I'll send them to you of the shit that EQ...
I don't want that. You know, I've messaged a couple of weeks ago and said I don't want to be involved in it all. Do you know what I mean? Not because I'm scared, but because all this, you know, I don't want the grief and I don't want the beef, you know. Again, I'm not scared. Do you know what I mean? It's just that I don't want to be involved in a sense of I don't want to be sent evidence and things like that. Do you know what I mean? But I just feel like hadn't Ricky lost his shit and gone to people's addresses, I think had it a bit, and I know people lose the shit, I get it, you know. I just think this wouldn't have happened. Do you know what I mean? Sally wouldn't have had to have jumped in a box and things like that. But it's happened.
She was bullied into that box. Because what people don't know is all morning, EQ's in her ear. Sally, when has Sally ever spoke like that about Ricky? Never. Never. Find one video where she's badmouthed him. She never has. Never has. And I know you don't want to see it, but I can show you all the evidence of that. It's not a problem. She's been at Sally for weeks.
I just don't want. I'm just, you know, my FYP. If it makes FYP, I'll talk about situations, but I can't be involved in it all. Talia, you know, respectfully, I can't. But yeah, like I say, I just hope things calm down for everybody. Do you know what I mean? And I mean that. I genuinely mean that. You know, doxing people and family members and going up to it. It's all fucking insane, turning up to addresses. And I believe that if it doesn't stop, it's going to result in somebody unfortunately, doing something.
Well, as far as we can stand, we're absolutely out of this now, the best we can be. Ricky won't go to anyone's house. We don't want anything to do with it. We're letting the police take its course. I'm not doing clapbacks to anyone. I can't be bothered anymore. This is my brand new account. I'm keeping it Christian as possible. I'm deleting the other one. And that's how I plan to move forward. I really, really am not enjoying this app anymore.
No, do you know what? I don't believe that you are. You know, I think everybody's fucking just sick of all this shit, really, aren't they? Everybody involved, really. Well, thank you for joining, Talia.
All right.
Like I say, doxing and people, you know, threatening to post family members and shit like that. And this isn't directed at you and Rickster. Like I say, I covered the Canadian thing yesterday with Alicia. Everybody just needs to leave it out.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you for joining, Talia.
All right. Bye.
There you go, guys. Because, like, I ain't gonna lie, guys, like, I'm sat here, do you know what I mean, some days with things that have been said, and I've wanted to turn up at people's houses, do you know what I mean? I wanted to call a friend to get something done, but, you know, you can't really take the law into your own hands, because I don't want to be sat in a police station or get catching a court case or going to prison, do you know what I mean? Like, let justice do, and, you know, do its own thing. I ain't gonna lie, guys, I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm not getting involved. I don't want to be drawn into other people's arguments. Absolutely not. I got enough stuff going on. So, yeah, I don't want to see any evidence. I don't want to see screenshots. I'm not being involved. Thank you very much. Ain't worth the karma. Ain't worth it. Yeah, like, just let things, you know, take their own course. Do you know what I mean? Thank you, Mel. Like, and it's in the hands of the police, and it's going to stay that way. And whatever the police make of it is up to them. Whatever they want to do, it's up to them. If it don't get taken seriously, then it is what it is. Like, you know. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Protect your peace, Donna. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. But I will stand by the fact that, you know, turning up to a woman's house and, you know, turning up to, even though, you know, nasty, horrible things have been said, you kind of lose the argument. And obviously, you know, going to men's houses with more than one man, the person that's at the house is outnumbered. You know, it wouldn't be a fair, I mean, I said it, but they weren't going for anything, just to chat. But do you know what I mean? So, anyway, guys, thank you, Fragrance. Yeah. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you, darling, please. I don't want to open the boxes because I don't really want, I mean, like I say, I'll have my opinion on the FYP, but I don't want to drag all this up again. Do you know what I mean? It all started because obviously Talia thought I was slagging Rickster off, but at the end of the day, you know, I had my opinion on a video about Corey and stuff like that. And yeah, so I'm not pouring fire onto it all, guys. Absolutely not. No, not for me, not today. Thank you very much. I'm keeping boxes closed, absolutely. But I will stand by what I think. And that's what I think, basically. Yeah, Corey will be okay, guys. Oh, shit. Hang on 1 minute. 1 minute. Hello, Mr. Monteith. Guys, I'm going to get going now because the Mister's home. We don't need a feisty Friday, absolutely not. Right, guys, I'm going to get going because the Mister's home, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. If I feel like I need to fire up another live, I'll come live again because I'm just loving coming live at all these random times, guys. But I will be on tomorrow. Sunday, I won't be on. Actually, I might have Sunday off, guys. I'm on have Sunday off because I ain't had the day off yet, boy. Do you know what I mean? So I'll be on tomorrow, but I'm going to have Sunday off. Yeah, we'll take Sunday off. Right, I love you all. Thank you, everybody, for joining and for your heartmas and your gifts. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, guys. Bye, everybody. Bye, guys. Thank you, Mods. Thank you for looking after the room.